Okay, today we're talking about spot reduction. Spot reduction is a popular idea and it's an attractive one. You lay on the ground, you do a bunch of crunches, and you lose belly fat. But the way we metabolize fat is not through local activity, it's actually a full body system. And so what we try to do is create a metabolic overload that causes the body to burn more fat. And that's away from your normal exercise time. And it's a chronic thing, happens over a long period of time rather than something that's like, I'm going to lay down and do 100 crunches and lose some fat here. Takes several weeks, even months to do, but over time you will lose fat doing metabolic training and high intensity interval work.
So just for one example, because as a woman, what comes to mind for me are these thigh machines for the inner thigh and the outer, the hips.
Right.
Are you saying that, like, if I went in and did, tons of hip raises, I maybe wouldn't lose the fat there?
Right, exactly. We have a fitness industry. It's the equipment industry and the nutrition industry. They're built on making money. They're not built on getting rid of customers. And if you built a piece of equipment that got people skinny in a hurry, you would instantly lose that customer. What they've done is they've built these machines that work the inner and outer thigh, or the electrodes that shock your abs, or you name it. They have a ton of them on late night TV. All of them will say down at the bottom of the screen, results not typical, and that's really the case. Back to your question of specific movements, like for the hips, those are non-functional movements, and they actually have shown in several studies where doing like a hip adductor abductor increases muscle mass in that area because it's not a movement that you normally do. And so really what you have is the legs get bigger, push the fat out, but the fat's still there. So unless that person is doing their high intensity work and their high intensity cardio strength training or metabolic strength training, we're really not seeing a result there.
Okay, so basically the moral of the story is, if I want to lose this little pooch belly or get my hips a little thinner, I need to work on my overall fitness?
Right, you have to lose all the fat. You don't get to pick where the fat comes away from. And unfortunately, it's your ancestors that decided where your fat's going to be. Maybe you hold it in the belly, maybe you hold it in your butt, maybe it's in the back of your arms, but that's more a genetic thing than something that you can actually affect yourself. Overall, general fat loss, once you get really thin, all of those fat areas go away. But it can be a frustrating and long-term endeavor.
Okay, thanks. That's really helpful.